Mm, so we are live. Let me just hear myself from the phone. So we are live. Okay. Uh okay, so I can hear myself from the phone just fine. Great. So today we are going through it. The stream that I was teasing earlier where I read the Doraemon Wiki. So Doraemon is this like animated series that I've been really getting into recently, and I really like want to share my love for Doraemon. I've been really passionate about it, and I want to share on it on YouTube. And so here I'm going to stream for like an hour or two, basically reading a few articles of the on the Doraemon Wiki, and basically sharing all the information. So I'm definitely excited to see what type of people might join the stream, and yeah. I mean, if nobody joined, that's fine. I'm just going to stream either way. So let's just start by basically wait yeah by let me just start by sharing the page. What is it? Yeah, I'm going to share the page now. Okay, so you guys can see the this the page. I think my page is, I can see it from the visual on the phone. So yeah, I think we're good now. We're good now. Okay, so just so before we start, I'm going to just um okay, wait, I don't uh let me just do this so that we can have it full screen. All right, so I would like to say that for anyone joining the stream, you're welcome to join. You're welcome to participate. I just want any one of you to respect the rules. Here are the guidelines that I have put here. So yeah, on the description, I have rules. Basically, welcome to my live stream of reading articles on the Doraemon Wiki, so that we can take a look on one of my most beloved childhood shows for nostalgic reasons. Please join in and follow the guidelines. So the guidelines are: number one, no spamming; number two, no personal questions. Do not spam the same thing, and do not ask me anything personal. I just I appreciate the concern, but I don't need to worry about that. I'm here to cleanse my mind of that. Um, Please, number three, no inappropriate questions. I do not want anything inappropriate in the stream. Four, no use of vulgar language. Five, no cyberbullying. Six, no political questions. Seven, breaking the rules, you will receive a timeout. Eight, do not share links except if it's me or one of my moderators. And nine, if you break the rules and act immaturely, I'll have you out and block you. So, yeah, these are like the rulings I have for the stream. And um, so we need to keep it civil. We need to keep it, very friendly here in the stream. So, so that we can have a good time. And yeah, I'm really excited because this is the first stream I have done where it's an actual like official stream, basically. Because if you guys remember, if you guys have seen through my channel, I've done like these few test streams, on my YouTube channel. Like just testing. Like I did like four of them, and I haven't done an official stream since Sonic Mania back in November, which it's been over like 6 months now. I have not done an official stream, and now I'm finally doing it, and I'm really excited to continue. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue, and we'll jump right ahead with the Doraemon Wiki. So with the Doraemon Wiki, we found our page, which is The page on the little blue tat himself, Doraemon. The little blue robotic tat himself, Doraemon. So, um, let's see here. Doraemon, inheritors, robot tats, and 12 more. Okay, so these are like I think these are like references here. So we got Doraemon. Doraemon, one of the articles sharing the title Doraemon, directs to this article, which covers the secondary protagonist and main character. For the uses of Doraemon, see the disambiguous pages. Okay, so here are two quotes. Basically, one is like in Japanese. Here's the translation: "The accumulation of small efforts every day creates history." This is said in Doraemon Winning Bat Shizuta-chan Part 2. In the episode Winning Bat Shizuta-chan Part 2, I am not a raccoon. Doraemon gets angry when someone calls him a raccoon. So yeah. Ahem. So yeah, here are the designs of Doraemon. Doraemon, as you see, is this blue-looking cat. So this is his design in the CGI movies. In the if you doesn't know the Stand By Me Doraemon movies, these are two CGI movies. One came out in 2014 and one came out in 2020. So this is his design in those movies. And this is his 2D design. This is his like design in the usual 2D movies that come out every year, considering that he's like very big in Japan. So there's like movies of him every year, and we're pretty much all in 2D. Just two of them being CGI with this one, and this one is being 2D. And this is his manga design, which it's his design in the old Fujito F Fusion manga, Fusion manga. So yeah, this is a design in the old Lost 1973 anime. The 1973 anime is a very short-lived type of anime where it's like it's very outdated, and it's like kind of like outdated, in terms of animation, and it's like sort of a lost media thing. It only ran for like 26 episodes. It only done like for like 26 episodes, and it didn't really and it didn't really like continue further beyond. It got cancelled. And this is his design in the 1979 anime, which is the one that really made him draw very popular, the 1979 version, which theatered, around, and it's the one that went for 1,000 episodes. And there's the remake version, later on it got remade, and this is his version. And then there's the 2005 anime. This is its design in the 2005 version, and this is designed in the 2005 remake. So yeah, Doraemon is just very cheerful. Hmm. So yeah, uh, let's see. MS903 Doraemon, or simply Doraemon. I think his Japanese pronunciation is Doraemon, like something like that. Sorry if I butcher it. Just that's how it is. Doraemon is the titular protagonist of the Doraemon franchise. After being manufactured in a factory in the 22nd century, he is sent back in time by his owner Sewashi Nobi to help out his great grandfather Nobita Nobi in becoming a successful person with a bright future. Doraemon was voiced by Kosei Tomita in the early 1973 episodes and Masato Nozawa in the later 1973 episodes, Nobuo Oyama in the 1979 anime, and Wasabi Mizuta in the 2005 anime. So this is his voice actors. So yeah, so here's the content that we're gonna cover later with his appearance, history, personality, and characteristics, name origin, relationships, Nobita Nobi, his relationships with Nobita, Durami, Shizuta, Sunio, Tateshi, Michan, and Nora Miyako. And then names in different languages, and trivia and references and navigation. Hem. So let's see the general information. So his status is that he's active. His species is that he's a robot cat, and he was told he was about temporarily in movie 24 in Nobita's Utopia. So yeah, um, his gender is male. He's male. Age is 88 compared to the present. approximately 88 compared to the present. But 10, he mentions to Nobita that it's been 10 years since I was born. I haven't returned to the factory yet in Doraemon's 100-year time capsule. So yeah, his birth date is September 3, 2112, Virgo, or 2112, or, simply just put it 2112. So yeah. And his residence is the Nobi's residence, the household of Nobita's parents. Hmm. So yeah, his personality. So let's see here in the casual information. His personality is responsible, sensible, sweet, friendly, kind, helpful, intelligent, cute, and strict. Strict when Nobita refuses to do his homework. So his alignment is lawful slash neutral good. His occupation is the den, the leader. I think the den is basically the group of Nobita, Shizuka, Sunio, and Takeshi Giant. Giant, yeah. Nobita, Shizuka, Sunio, Giant, and Doraemon are like the den, if I recall quickly. Yeah, these are, yeah. It's like I said, it's no Doraemon, Nobita, Shizuka, Giant, and Sunio. Yeah. Hmm. So, stills are the 4D potted. It's the potted where he can pull up any gadgets. That the rocky head, his head is very rocky. He has a rubber hand. He has super strength, super durability, super speed, super smell, night vision, and soundproof vest. So yeah, and his relationships, his relatives are Nobiste Nobi, who is the adoptive father slash host. Tamato Nobi is the adoptive mother slash host. They're both Nobita's parents. Just to say, they're both Nobita's parents. Nobiste is the father, Tamato is the mother. Dorami is the sister model, and Subashi Nobi is his owner. So his aliases are comes in different forms. You got D dot, you got MS 903, Dora Mahadora, Raccoon slash Tanuti, Seal Band Zoom Dub, Robot Cat, and Albert Sinar. His friends are Nobita Nobi, who is his best friend slash tour leader, Shizata Minamoto, his friend, Tateshi Duda, his frenemy, and Sunio Honikawa, a frenemy. Basically, they're sometimes friends and enemies. Sometimes it just kind of matters because technically Tateshi, or what they told him, Giant Tateshi Duda is like his actual name, just that they told him as a friend named Giant, as like sort of like sort of a nickname. They told him Giant. So yeah, so Giant and Sunio are both sometimes they're kind of like they kind of for the most part they're friends, but they do have moments where like Giant and Sunio are like bullies to Nobita and Doraemon. So Doraemon is there to defend him from being bullied by both Giant and Sunio. So yeah, so that Hidetoshi Detisuge, who's a friend. You got the Doraemons, who are friends. You got Luna, who are friends as well. Aru, his best friend. Mozo, his best friend. Nora Miyato is his former love interest, and Michan is his girlfriend slash current love interest. His enemies are mice, arch enemies, mostly on his side. Mice are the things he's afraid of. He just he's always scared of mice. He always like freaks out whenever he sees mice. Nora Miyato is a temporary enemy. Tateshi Duda oftentimes, when they're rivals. Sunio Honitawa oftentimes. And Nobita Nobi, but temporary, mostly on each other's sides. I think in some stories he has been, enemies with Nobita at some point. He definitely has had some rivalries with Nobita at some point in his adventures, it seems. His nicknames are Dora-chan, Ardura-chan, which are referred to by Nobita sometimes, Shizuta Giant sometimes, Jaito Tamato, Michito Minamoto, uh, yeah, who's Shizuta's mother, yeah. Giant's mother, Sunio's mother, Tarla, possibly, Sarah, possibly, Luna, possibly, Pina, possibly, etc. Doraemon-san by Aaron, Papi, Mozo, possibly, Rotoroto, possibly. Doraemon-kun, Giant sometimes, Sunio sometimes, Oni-chan, Dorami, which is like the brother in Japan, and Doraemon-sama by director Filt. So I will be honest. I don't recognize a lot of these characters because, because I will say this. I have only like seen a few episodes of the Doraemon, and I've seen the first two movies. So I definitely am still, I'm still going through my experience watching the franchise. But I definitely look forward to watching more episodes. So yeah, ahem. So yeah, we got other details being that he first appeared in the manga novel, which is chapter one, all the way from a future world. In the 1973 anime, his first appearance is Doraemon Timeout, which is the first episode of the 1973 anime. In the 1979 anime, the first episode, which is Dreamtown Nobita Land. Yeah, Nobita Land is definitely a really iconic episode. Yeah, and 2005 anime is the first episode in that, which is the fishing pond in my study room. So yeah, I mean it's usually Nobita's both study and bedroom since he also sleeps in that room, but still. His Japanese voice actor. I think I've already mentioned the Japanese voice actor, but here it requires the dates, so I guess I will read them for the dates. Idat Tomita, who voiced him in 1973, ranging from only episodes 1 through 13. Idat Masato Nozawa, who voiced him in 1973 from episodes 14 to 26. Basically the second half of the show, and she also voiced him in the 1976 commercial. We got Nobuya Oyama, who voiced him in 1979 to March 2005, basically the 1979 anime, the entire duration of it, and Wasabi Mitsuta from April 2005 to present, which is the entire duration of the 2005 anime. So yeah, if you don't know, he also got some English voice actors. Basically, there are some dubs, but they're not very well recognized. AJ Henderson voiced him in Tenada Sinor. He got Hussein Leon, who voiced him in Singapore Odets. He got Mona Marshall in US band Zoom Entertainment. He got Sarah Hauser in Hong Kong, UK International, and Angel Media and Red Angel Media. So he has a few English voice actors. I don't think they covered like the entire franchise, of course. I just imagine that they basically just did some stuff. Now he got other language casts. He got Sonal Kaushal, who voiced him in Hindi from seasons 1 through 16. Considering that Doraemon is incredibly popular in India, so I've mentioned this. I'll say this. I haven't mentioned this, but Doraemon is huge, huge, huge in India. Like Indians love Doraemon. So you got like three Indian voice actors. So you got like three Indian voice actors who have voiced him in the Hindi language. So Sunal Kaushal voiced him from seasons 1 through 16. Samriti Shukla voiced him in season 17. And then you got Midana Irande, who voiced him in season 18 present, uh, also in Hindi. And then you got an Arabic dub, who was Anal Saad Al Din, who voiced him in the 1979 anime. You got Jefferson Utanis, who voiced him in the Filipino dub. You got Rasha Bides, who voiced him in the 2005 anime in the Arabic dub. We got Olga Shurtrova, who voiced him in the Stand By Me Doraemon in the Russian dub. We got Nur Hasana Iskandar, who voiced him in the Indonesian dub. We got Dana Ruba, Ruba, sorry if I mispronounced that. Robiansia, who voiced him seasons 9 through present in the Indonesian dub. And finally, that Ruhaiman Ibrahim, who voiced him in Malaysian dub. So yeah, sorry if I mispronounced some of the names. It's just that that's how I read them in English with you. But yeah, credit to all these voice actors. I thank you all for voicing such an iconic character. It's an amazing credit for all these really talented voice actors to voice such an iconic character, and I really respect them for that. So yeah. So I'm just gonna grab a water now. I'll check the live chat to see if anyone's in to see. So let's have a look. Nope, nobody's here. Okay. Hmm, hmm. Okay, so I think I will. Okay, so let's continue. Appearance: Doraemon is a blue tat robot responding tints of paint orange in earlier comic chapters and media from the 22nd century. Despite being based on a tat, hence is titled as the Gadget Tat from the future in the Americanized Doraemon dub, Doraemon resembles a raccoon dot, and characters referring to him as such is a running gag throughout the series. Okay. So in the American Gadget Tat from the future dub, Doraemon is instead referred to as seal because the raccoon dot is not a familiar animal in North America. He is blue in color, while his face, chest, hands, and feet are white in color. He has circular palms and feet. He has six whiskers on his face like cats. Although being made up of metal, he can be squeezed and stretched. He has big eyes, a red circular nose, and a big mouth, consisting of huge teeth. Um, he had ears which were eaten by a mouse, a robot mouse that misunderstood an order in the OVA, hence why he more resembles a raccoon dog. He has a yellow. He has a red. Did I say yellow? He has a red tail which acts as a power level, a red collar around his neck with a yellow belt attached to it, and a 4D pocket on his belly. So here are the different designs of Doraemon that we'll be going through in each picture. So this is so this is his design in the movie Doraemon Nobita and the Birth of Japan 2016. So this is his design in the movie Doraemon and the Birth of Japan 2016. This is his design in which one? In Nobita's Great Adventure in the Uncharted Tachi Tochi, yeah. This is his design in Doraemon Nobita's Treasure Island. This is design in Doraemon Nobita's Chronicle of the Moon Exploration. This is his design in Nobita's New Dinosaur, which is a remake of Nobita's Dinosaur, the famous first movie. This is design in Doraemon Nobita's Little Star Wars, which is a remake of the Little Star Wars movie from the 1990s. This is design in Nobita's Toy Utopia. This is his design in Nobita's Earth Symphony. In Nobita's Earth Symphony. This is designed in Nobita's Art World Tales. This is designed in Stand By Me Doraemon. This is designed in Stand By Me Doraemon 2. And this is designed in Stand By Me Doraemon 2 with a tie on. He has a tie on here, so yeah. So let's get into the history. Doraemon's history was constantly retconned out and has differed in various iterations, but several aspects remained consistent. Doraemon was manufactured in the Matsushiba robot factory in the year 2112, bearing the code MS-903. He was damaged by an electrical bolt during production, which detached a critical screw from him, degrading his abilities in general while tripling a variety of external attachments. As with the spears, proposed as mechanical child tertators, resembling cats, he also underwent training, though his performance is generally subpar and he often regarded as an out mode. Sometime before he entered service, he was infatuated with another mechanical cat named Noramiato. So yeah, this is Noramiato. We'll get to reading her. We'll get to reading her. Um, page later. But yeah, this is just Noramiato for all wondering. After he left production, Doraemon was adopted by an infant, Siwashinobi, who he quickly bonds with. Being designed after a cat, he was not musophobic, afraid of mice. However, his ears were later damaged by mice, causing his phobia of them and to his terror. Eventually, a failed surgery left him bald. Nora Miyato, who happened to visit him, laughs uncontrollably at his bald head, and their relationship sours. He is unable to obtain any replacements due to Siwachi's low income. Soon he loses his body work in his depression and is left with the blue base paint, resulting in the manufacture of his sister model, Dorami. Oh, that sounds sad. Yeah, I didn't know Doraemon has such a. I always thought that Doraemon was like a fun-loving dad, but I didn't know he had such problems. Even back then, with how he worked. As per the request of Siwashi, Doraemon is later dispatched into the past and seeks to help Siwashi's great-great-grandfather, Nobita, in an attempt to alter the horrendous future of the Nobi family. Setting the entire series' events into action, Doraemon, Nobita, and their friends embark on time-traveling adventures which mostly break the laws of time. Doraemon saves not only Nobita's life, but also the lives of Shizuta, Sunio, Jain, and other characters. Personality and characteristics. Being a machine, he does not have some average needs of a regular person. Whatever he consumes is automatically converted into energy within his nuclear furnace. Although he does need the energy to keep him on the move, his mouth can expand, allowing him to devour larger chunks of food easily. While he has sensors which work similar to their organic living counterparts on most creatures, his hide and fuselage are incredibly tough, not deforming even while under attack most of the time. Although the sensors often end up paralyzing him, such as against biological agents and temperature, while his outer skin can be strained, it's not difficult to clean. So yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to uh, okay, so I'm going to I'm starting to not get very comfortable, so I'm just going to sit down over. Okay, let's continue. Personality and okay, so yeah, I read it here. Let's continue here. His favorite food is dorayati, yummy buns in the American English band Zoom Entertainment dub. It was never specified as to how he developed this interest, as versions of the shows contradict each other slightly. Although some iterations have attributed it to Nora Miyako, while others claim that he simply finds it tasty after eating one while he is in the past. Draimon's love of Doriati often leads him to getting exploited out of fun, which leads into a fit of anger, like in the Metamater. He also likes to eat watermelon, putting tea, juice, in various states. So the Metamater is an episode, I think, of the 2005 anime. Being also a cat automation, he is easily infatuated by other cats, living or mechanical. He often acts as a peacekeeper to stop their arguments and gifts many items to them, ignoring his usual hobbies in the process. He will stop pursuing them if he is aware that they are better without him. However, he often gets extremely jealous if his love interests are occupied by others. So, yeah, the thing about Doraemon is that he has a love for cats, both either mechanical or living. So yeah, he just loves cats. He could definitely fall in love with cats. Doraemon often gets annoyed easily over anyone when criticize him for his performance or anyone who assumes he's a raccoon dog. His musophobia and iatrophobia often causes him to overreact, even threatening to detonate a nuclear weapon on the spot to tell a rat or refusing to attend to government to government mandated robot checkups. So yeah, I don't know, it's funny. Doraemon always refusing. In a panic, Doraemon proves to be troublesome as he often messes up his current task carelessly and can produce hordes of irrelevant items from his 4D pocket, much to the annoyance of others. Having no ears, Doraemon is shy around mechanical cats that have any, unless he's already acquainted with them. So here's a comic panel where he makes a room-sized, huge dorayati. So yeah, it's funny, and you see the dorayati trashing both Nobita and no Nobita and Doraemon. Yeah, so it's funny. So this is a sketch that details how Doraemon works. So yeah, this is his design sketch. So in his design sketch, he he has the night vision. Night vision is equally clear as daytime vision. Good sense of smell, 20 times more sensitive than a regular person. Broken. Mouth is so wide that even a washing basin can fit. Radar whiskers can detect objects far away, brought in two. Hand has the power to pull things in, does not have a source, but can still hold things. The tail is a switch. If pulled, all of Doraemon's functions will stop running. Feet can walk quietly without making any noise. Fourth dimensional pocket, unlimited usage used for tipping gadgets and other rainbow things. Friend Polly Bell, broken, no money for replacement, and he has broken parts already. Engine trades powerful for the body, and his weight is 129.83 centimeters. His height is 3 centimeters. Weight is 3 kilograms. Chest is 3 kilograms, and sitting height is 0 centimeters. It's just 3 centimeters, and sitting height is 0 centimeters. So this is a C thread. So here's also another panel of Nobita, of Doraemon trying and Nobita holding him back, and there's Sunio there, walking away, and the text says, "No, definitely not. No." And the text here says, "No, definitely no." Name origin. The name Doraemon can be translated roughly to stray, unusually to stray. Unusually, the name Doraemon is written in a mixture of two Japanese scripts, kata- katakana and hiragana. Dora derives from Doraneko, brazen or stray cat, and is a corruption of Nora, stray, which is stray. Emon is a component of male given names like Goemon, though no longer as popular as in the past. Dora is not derived from Dora, meaning Dan, but due to the homophony, the series puns on this with Doraemon loving drilled Dorayati. In India, the name Doraemon is pronounced as Doraemon rather than Doraemon. So yeah. Or Doraemon, yeah, it's like actually wait, since the A is put in brackets, it seems like in India the name Doraemon is actually pronounced Doraemon rather than Doraemon. So yeah. So they have a different way of pronouncing. Okay, so let's look at the live chat a little bit. No, okay. So yeah, uh, um, hmm. Let's review his relationships. So first we got the main character himself, Nobita Nobi. The quote here reads, "You really are clumsy and slow. You hate to study. You're timid and lazy. You're so bad at sports, tired and forgetful. You're unreliable and you goof off. You're a wimp and a slow learner, a pushover and lad pusher, a spoiled baby." Doraemon's opinion about Nobita in Stand By Me. Nobita and Doraemon are best friends. As seen in many episodes, they both have strong bond and will never leave each other's side. So here in this picture, Doraemon hugs Nobita after his return from the future in Goodbye Doraemon. Hmm. And this is also a quote. Because of this, I know that Nobita can study, can play. Nobita is useless, but Nobita is a good person. Doraemon to Nobita. Most of the time, whenever Nobita comes home crying and whine, most of the time, whenever Nobita comes home crying and whining about his bad day, Nobita would pounce on and or wrap his arms around Doraemon, begging for something to make him feel better. Nobita once insulted by Doraemon. Nobita once insulted Doraemon. I'm sorry. Nobita once insulted Doraemon by calling him quote unquote useless because Doraemon had failed to help him on numerous occasions, just as when Nobita was being chased by Shine or Sunio, or when he needed help with his homework. These instances made Doraemon angry, and he felt the need to prove Nobita around by using his gadgets to help him out. One of their best moments was after the events of All the Way from the Country of the Future, which is an episode. Ah, yeah, this one. Yeah, okay, I recognize it. Doraemon and Nobita play baseball in the open lot. Nobita fails to catch an easy ball from Doraemon, making Doraemon furious. Nobita wants to go home and said that he can't do anything, but it was stopped by Doraemon. Doraemon said that he doesn't want to study, doesn't want to play, never tries harder, and that's the reason why he was useless. Nobita answered that just because he can't do anything doesn't mean he's useless. Both of them argued. Nobita accidentally removes Doraemon's bells, and he went to drainage. Nobita and Doraemon tried their best to find it until it was sunset. Doraemon suggests Nobita go home, and the bell is impossible to find in the dark, and Nobita apologizes. As Nobita wears his shoes, he finds Doraemon's bell in one of them, and the two of them laugh. Doraemon thanks Nobita and says that he will remember it forever. Doraemon says that he realizes that even though Nobita cannot study harder, cannot play harder, but he is a kind and good person. This makes Nobita smile, and the two go home. Doraemon had this memory stuck with him ever since, and in the events of the movie, is the reason he refuses to use a replacement bell with his original bell when his original bell goes missing. Nobita doesn't remember that event until later in the movie. Doraemon Nobita's seated gadget museum. Despite the various complications that impeded his efforts to assist Nobita, Doraemon was undeterred and emerged victorious, managing to interfere with the past enough for Nobita to marry Shizuta and get him a better future. Doraemon is not a water robot like you think. He is my friend. Nobita and the Robot Kingdom. Dorami-chan. Dorami. You don't have your ears, but your ribbon meet you tutor. Doraemon is very attached to Dorami, especially due to him being a defective model. Detective. Doraemon is very attached to Dorami, partially due to him being a defective model and also due to Dorami's purpose. Dorami is sometimes critical of Doraemon's way of strolling and assisting Nobita in becoming better and succeeding in life, feeling that he should be more tough with Nobita by giving a square potion that made him more strict, but only ended up backfiring. Whenever Doraemon is too scared to take his annual checkup back in the century, 22nd century, Dorami would get tough with him and drag him all the way from the present. Shizete Minamoto. She's very cute. Doraemon's first impression of Shizeta and Stand By Me. Shizeta and Doraemon are great friends. Shizeta often invites him to her house to taste her food, which is usually loved by both Doraemon and Nobita. It is shown in some episodes and movies that Doraemon cares for Shizeta and always made sure that she's out of danger. Sunio Honikawa. This funny picture, they're laughing. Just Sunio's mouth. Doraemon and Sunio are good friends. He also cares for him like he does for Nobita. And Giant Doraemon and Sunio are good friends. He also cares for him like he does for Nobita and Giant and tries to keep them out of danger. At times, Sunio will find ways to irritate Doraemon, such as altering a photo of him to make him look like a tanuki, which made him turn red in pure anger. Or when Sunio dreamed about Doraemon being a worthless robot he found from the dumpster and then prepared to act like an idiotic friend. He even tried to do the Doraemon with a fake stick of gum trap, which totally enraged Doraemon to the point of seeking vengeance against Sunio for making him look stupid. This also applied when Sunio exploited Doraemon's weakness for Dorayati while using his gadgets for his selfish purposes and not giving him any Dorayati at all. Doraemon is also disgusted by Sunio's behavior at points and sometimes is fed up with him, even allowing revenge. Sunio used to be jealous of Nobita because he has a cool robot cat, I Horikawa Doraemon, but it's shown now that he is pretty happy with his own friendship with Doraemon and does not envy Nobita as much anymore. Takeshi Guda aka Giant. Doraemon is also good friends with Giant. Despite Giant's general hostility, Doraemon does help him in many episodes and also feels sorry for him on some occasions. Giant always tries to return the favor to Doraemon by helping him out with something or other whenever he lends assistance from Doraemon. Similar to others, Giant does attack Doraemon on occasions due to his menacing nature, only ending up with Doraemon defeating Giant instead in most of the episodes. So yeah, that was a. Yeah, sorry, I need to take a drink. I always like whenever I do these streams where I read, I just sort of like need a drink because my throat gets dry very fast. Michan, ahem, she's Doraemon's main love interest within the main time period that Nobita is in. The two frequently go on dates together, with Doraemon being the one to bring gifts for her. However, whether Doraemon saw Michan handing with other cats, he would simply try to keep them separated that Michan back to him, similar to what Nobita did with Shizuta handing out with Detisudi. Nora Miyako. She was Doraemon's first love interest in the 22nd century, but after mourning him for the loss of his ears, the relationship shattered and they're no longer in contact with each other for the most of the series. However, like most others, Nora Miyato isn't hesitant to help if Doraemon is in danger. So yeah, let's see the names in different languages. So So here are the names of different languages. However, I'll be honest, I only can read the Arabic out of these languages. I cannot read the other languages, to be honest. So I will just say, so here in Arabic, before he was told Abkur, so Abkur, that's funny because Abkur in Arabic it's not like someone smart. Abkur, and now present he's told Doraemon as usual. In Indonesia he's told Doraemon. In Bengali Doraemon. In Catalan Doraemon. In Filipino Doraemon. In Chinese, in Cebuano Filipino, that is Doraemon, and in Filipino as well. In Chinese is duo la amin chao ding dang. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. In English, he's told Albert before. Wait, his name was Albert before? And President Doraemon. No, it's just funny that he was told Albert. You know, in Hebrew, it's told Doraemon. In Hindi, Doraemon. In Japanese, Doraemon. In Korean, Doraemon. In Spanish, Doraemon. I don't read Tamil. In Telugu, Doraemon. In Thai, Doraemon. In Urdu, Doraemon. Doraemon, I think. In Vietnamese, Doraemon, and in Russian and Ukrainian, I don't can't read, so sorry. Sorry, just can't read. So yeah, we've almost reached the end of the page. So with the trivia, so yeah, trivia. Doraemon's art of clothing was lampshaded by that rule. However, since he's a robot, his nudity could be covered with his mechanical parts, and there is not much design to his body besides an included 4D pocket. So yeah, that too points out Doraemon's nakedness in this in this funny manga chapter. In Japan, even after nearly 40 years of the character's first appearance in the original manga, he is now considered to be a cultural icon, and was voted one of Time Asia magazine's 22 Asian heroes on April 22, 2002. In the manga publications by Tate Minutes, Malaysian manga publications company, Doraemon was often confused as Fox and sometimes a jungle cat. This confusion is because the Malay language lacks distinction between the species. He has had over 40 video games to his name. 40 video games, wow. He has been made real by Bandai through the Real Dream Doraemon project DRDDP as a remote control robot by the name of Doraemon the Robot DTR-01B. However, Bandai had to stop the project in 2009 due to business failure. In March 2008, Japan's foreign ministry appointed Doraemon as the nation's first anime ambassador. Ministry spokesman explained the novel decision as an attempt to help people in other countries to understand Japanese anime better and to deepen their interest in Japanese culture. The foreign ministry action confirms that Doraemon has come to be considered a Japanese cultural icon. In Dora Base, he's one of Edogawa Dora's founders. Founders and initial members, along with Koroimon and five other cat robots. Rama's position in the team is the pitcher, and he has a jetted number 10. He had to leave the team later in order to take care of Nobita. He's also the one who gave the name to his baseball team. In the 1973 anime, Doraemon came from the 21st century instead of the 22nd century. According to that Chaco, Doraemon was sent time to the present time for training as he was an inferior student at the Robot Academy. In Vietnam, he was famous, known as Mio Yu, literally rounded cat or fat cat. So yeah, that's the article. That's the page. So yeah, we stopped in the page. Here are the navitations. This is the Doraemon characters. We got the main characters, which are the five main characters: Doraemon, Nobita, Shizuka, Giant, and Sunio. So yeah, all right. I think we're going to. What are we going to do now? Nobita Nobi. Okay, so yeah. Sorry if I scroll through pages. I'm just kind of like sort of interested. So yeah. Mm, yeah, I will say it's complete. Okay, what am I supposed to do? All right, all right. Sorry for my yawning. It's just that yeah, just that I think should I end or should I continue? I think we'll read the Nobita Nobi. Yeah, I think we'll read Nobita. Okay, I think we'll read Nobita. So yeah, we'll read Nobita. It's gonna be a little bit. I think it's like the page is almost at the same length as Doraemon's page, but I think we can read it. So yeah. I will say this, my content in Doraemon is, general content because I really enjoy the franchise. It's just that I really, want to make, like actual the content out of this franchise because in YouTube, the content, the Doraemon content in YouTube is almost garbage. Yeah, like it's just like poorly made AI slop, and it's just such garbage, man. It's really garbage. So sloppy, genuinely. And I really hate what the internet does to Doraemon. I'm only making this to to make some actually like the Doraemon content. Okay, so here is the main hero of Doraemon himself, Nobita Nobi. Assuming you're worthless is the worst thing you can do. Nobita Nobi in Doraemon manga. Okay, so Nobita Nobi is this kid, with the yellow shirt and the shorts. And yeah, so this is him, and this is his design in the CGI movies, and both in the two Stand By Me Doraemon movies. This is designed in the 2D movies, and on all the 2D movies, especially the modern ones, not the earlier ones. This is designed in the manga. This is designed in the 1973 anime, the last one. This is his design in 1979 anime. This is his design in the remake. This is designed in in the 2005 anime, and this is designed in the remake. His design in the remake. So yeah. So let's see. Nobita Nobi, known simply as Nobi, a possible diminutive of his Japanese name in the American and UK English versions, is the main protagonist of the Doraemon franchise. He was a failure of a person until Doraemon came from the 22nd century to aid him so he could have a better future in life. Nobita is voiced by Yoshito Ota in the 1973 series, Norito Ohara from 1979 to March 2005, which is basically the 1979 series, and Mijimi Ohara from April 2005 onwards, which is the 2005 series, of course. General information: his status that he's alive, species human, gender male, age 10 elementary present, 13 middle school, and 16 high school. Birth date is August 17 in the, I think, Leo. Oh, yeah, that's his, I think, zodiac, yeah. Birth date is August 7. Residence is Nobi's residence, the Nobita's house. Is the, house of the Nobi family. Casual information. Personality. Beginning, lazy, childish, absent-minded, whiny, timid, naive, clumsy, crybaby, dependent, gullible, cowardly, forgetful, sloppy, skittish, impulsive, curious, needy, reckless, ignorant, foolish, lackadaisical, unwise, nosy, inconsiderate, blunt, unlucky, and pathetic. Develop traits: honest, kind-hearted, friendly, concerned, intelligent, wise, creative, imaginative, brave, courageous, serious, responsible, helpful, sensible, and lucky. His alignment is neutral good. His occupation is the Dand, who is the co-leader, like I showed, in the Giants. Yeah, the Giant is the name of the baseball team, the Dan. His skills are sleep instantly, creativity, straddle, marksmanship, tindama, video games, reading, pottery, origamis, chitter slash chess, touching food in the air, exemplary accuracy, quick reloading and dunning, business, leadership, uncanny luck, super speed when in chase, procrastinating, and recognition in movies, music. So his relationships are relatives. Shizate Minamoto, who is his girlfriend, future wife. Nobiste is his future son. Tomato and Nobiste. Tomato's his mother, Nobiste is his father. Yeah, so I guess Nobiste is like the shared name. There's like one for his father and one for his son. So yeah, so there's like two Nobistes, one that is his father and one that is his son. So yeah, Siwashi Nobi great grandson, Doro Nobi cousin, Nobi cousin, um, Nobiro Nobi uncle, Nobi uncle, Tamao Tatota maternal uncle, unnamed grandson, unnamed great grandson, teacher and cousin, unnamed aunt, Nobiro Nobi paternal grandfather, unnamed paternal grandmother, um Mr. Tatauta uh, maternal grandfather, and Mrs. Tatauta maternal grandmother. Piste, former pet. Piste is the dinosaur he owned in Nobita's dinosaur. Tataru Petro, former pet. Futo, former pet. Shunta, former pet. Ichi, former pet. Chiu, former pet. And Miu, former pet. So of all these, I only recognize Piste. I don't recognize the other ones, which I might need to watch more content. But yeah, just wanted to check something real quick. So his aliases are Nobito after gender transformation and the lazy teen. So yeah, I think Nobito was like his transformation in like I think there was like it was an earlier episode where he turned into a girl for a temporary time and the lazy teen. So yeah, friends, Doraemon who is his best friend, Tertator slash leader. Doraemi friend, Shizuta Minamoto girlfriend, future wife. Tachishi Duda, frenemy. Sunio Honikawa, frenemy. Hidetoshi Tetsugi, friend slash love rival. Aaron, best friend. Tala, best friend. Lucas, Flot and Luca are best friends, and you have friends Sarah, Luna, Aru, and Puppy best friend, and friend Pina, Rotoroto, Mita, Claire, Milo, Chai. Man, I need to watch more episodes. Genuinely, I need to watch more content. I really need to. Haru, Yasu, Yamada, Suzumu, Masami, Tachibana, Itsuku, Nakamura, Kawamura, Yoshiko, Takato, Doriben, Tadashi, um, Saburo, Tatakura, Otanushi, Butato, Misi, Ototo, Dachato, Mitsu, Musuko, Uranari, Ichiro Abaraya, Tomoya Motoyama, and Seiko Satomi. I need to watch more, genuinely. I really need to watch more. Enemies are the villains from the movies, of course. The nicknames are Nobita himself, Doraemon in episode, but sometimes or title card, Giant mainly. Sunyo mainly, Tamatil mainly, etc. Other dubs. Nobi in the English dubs. Nobi Sensei, Nobita-san, Shizuta, Dorami, Jaito, Tamato rarely, Michito, Mrs. Doda, Mrs. Honikawa, Doraemon sometimes, Shine sometimes, Onzo, Papi, Sarah sometimes, Luna, Pina possibly, um, Rotoroto possibly, etc. Nobita-kun, Nobitun, Doraemon only as Nobita-kun, but mainly Giant sometimes, Zetsude only as Nobita-kun, Sunio sometimes, Sensei only as Nobita-kun, etc. Nobita-chan, Nobi-chan, Tamato sometimes, Shizuta Giant, Sunio Non-chan, etc. Nobita-sama, Shizuta Giant, Sunio Yaso, Sunya, Oji-chan, Siwashi, Oni-chan, other kids, possibly Aru, and Nobita Dono, Minamoto Yoshitune. So here are other details about the character. First appeared in the manga chapter all the way from a future world, and in the anime, it's in the well, of course, the first episode, Doraemon Timeout, which is the first episode of the 1973 version. And the Japanese voice actors, like I mentioned before, I've mentioned them again, so I don't need to go through them again. The English voice actors are Johnny Young Bosch in the US, Band Zoom Entertainment dub, Vietnamese Naido in the toddler US Band Zoom Entertainment, and oh wait, sorry, I mispronounced that. It's Vindanten Naido. I mispronounced. Yeah, toddler US band Zoom Entertainment, Muriel Hoffman in the UK Lot International, and other languages cast include Tatiana Shitova in the Senbami Doraemon Russian dub. So yeah, okay, so I will say that I think this is it for the stream. Yeah, so I've only gonna stop here because I need to go to the toilet and I'm gonna take a break a little bit. Maybe I think I'll continue later on, but if I feel like it, but I feel like now I think is a good time to stop streaming. So yeah, I mean nobody was here, but hey, I had fun streaming. So to anyone who later watches the stream, I will say thank you all for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video and in the next stream where we'll be streaming more Doraemon content, and we will be covering a lot more details about these characters. So yeah, have a peaceful day everyone, and I'll see you guys next time.